Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another review. And today, I have the Zino Mini Pro drone from our good friends at Hubsan. This is an incredibly good drone for new flyers and for experienced flyers and does a phenomenal job of capturing 4K video footage and incredible photos from pretty much anywhere you want to fly. Now, before I get too deep into the actual review, I always like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and that way you'll understand exactly what you get if you buy the product. And then I'll spend a few minutes and go through the features that really make this a pretty special drone when you compare it to others on the market, because what Hubsan's done is introduced a drone that has a lot of the advanced features you normally only find in larger drones, somehow packed into a tiny little drone that you can fly pretty much anywhere. So let's get started with the unboxing. I've got the kit that included the 3 batteries in the charging hub. They sell this drone in a couple of different configurations. They also sell it with different versions of internal memory on the drone. They have a 64 gig version and a 128 gig version. This is the 128 gig version with 3 batteries. So inside my kit, you'll find the drone. You'll find a heat shield for the bottom of the drone. It gets a little bit warm when you're doing things like firmware updates and video transfers, so you want to pop that on the bottom of the drone just to keep it off the surface of the desk so you get a little extra ventilation underneath the drone. Also included in my kit were 3 batteries, a charging hub that you can use to charge those batteries. It's smart enough to know which battery needs the least amount of charge. It'll charge that one first. It'll move on to the 2 other batteries to fully charge all 3. You can actually put 4 batteries on that hub, so it's really convenient. You'll find a remote controller, 3 connection cables for the remote controller to your phone or your tablet. They include an Android version for both micro USB and USB-C, as well as an Apple version. So any kind of portable device you're using, you can connect up to the remote controller. They include a charging cable. It's a USB-A to a micro USB on this end, and that's used with this charging hub. You'll plug this into any high-powered USB charger, plug this into the hub, and it'll actually charge your batteries. Also included with the kit is a really nice carrying case that holds everything I have here on the table. There are 2 sets of propellers that are spares because if you're flying this and you get around trees or any kind of bramble and you run into something, you may nick a propeller, so it's nice to have extra propellers to change. You've also got a screwdriver because these propellers actually attach to the motors with 2 little screws, so you can use that screwdriver to unscrew the damaged propeller, put the new propeller on, and get back out there and start flying. Finally, also included is a full instruction manual that explains everything you'll possibly want to know about this drone, how to fly it, how to charge it, how to connect up to the application, how to retrieve videos off the drone once you've recorded them. So read through the manual because there's a lot of good information in there that'll really help you get the best value possible out of the drone. All right, so for starters, the drone itself was kind of unique in a lot of different ways when it was first introduced because it was the first small drone that actually had crash avoidance built in. So this drone is smart enough to sense the area around it when you're flying and look for obstructions and things you might run into. And if you get too close to a tree branch or a wire, it's going to stop. It's going to not allow you to run into that. So the crash avoidance was really a unique feature when this drone was released. It also has an incredibly long flight time. It's 40 minutes on a fully charged battery. Now, we all know you're not going to get 40 minutes out of it, but knowing it can fly 40 minutes in a test environment means I'm going to get a solid 30, 35 minutes out of it when I'm flying it out there in the wild. And a lot of other drones on the market really limit that flight time to 20 minutes at most. And when you're thinking about being up in the air, it takes you a lot of time to get out on a target to actually get the perspective you need to start recording. So having 40 minutes of flight time really gives you a lot of extra time to get up in the air, get out to your target, and spend as much time as you need to get that perfect shot. It's also incredibly good for signal strength. This drone can fly 10 kilometers, so it's got a very sophisticated transmission technology between the drone and the remote controller. Now, of course, here in the United States, we have a visual line of sight requirement, which means the FAA wants you to keep that drone in your visual line of sight when you're flying it, so you can't really fly 10 kilometers unless you're Superman. There's no way you're going to see the drone that far away. But for me, about 3,000 feet as far as I can go and still keep the drone in sight. The important thing to note, though, is having a strong signal like that can technically fly 10 kilometers means you're going to have a rock solid signal in close in case you're flying in areas with a lot of Wi-Fi coverage, you've got other obstacles or obstructions that's blocking you from seeing that drone. That strong signal is going to make sure you always have a connection. Another important thing, and really the reason you're buying the drone, is the videography you can do with it. So how good of video can it take and how good of pictures can it take? 48 megapixel pictures, which is like having a DSLR camera up there in the sky, and the video recording on this is 4K. Now it's 30 frames a second, but that's still pretty strong for most drones up in the air. So 4K video footage, 48 megapixel pictures, it's a phenomenal drone to have up in the air. And again, one of the main reasons you buy a drone, in addition to the fun of flying a drone, is to capture some incredibly good footage, and this has that covered without problem. So the other thing I did want to mention about this kit is a lot of other drones on the market really kind of skimp on the stuff they build into a kit. So you may find that you buy a drone from another company and all of a sudden you've got to go out and buy other stuff. You got to buy a charging hub, you got to buy extra batteries. What I like about Hubsan is they give you the option to add all that in at the beginning. So when you're buying the drone, you have a choice to buy it with 64 gigs of memory or 128 gigs of memory. You also have a choice of buying it with a single, double, or triple battery. Do you want the hub? Do you just want an adapter? You know, do you need extra propellers? So I like the fact that when I bought this kit, everything I needed to get started was included with the kit. So I basically popped it out of the box, charged up the batteries, charged up the controller, you know, got the application downloaded on my phone, made sure that I was in a safe area to fly, and I put the drone up. So literally in 10 or 15 minutes, you can have this drone up in the air and flying. I think it's a wonderful product. I think it competes very well against other products on the market. Now, a couple of things that I really like about this drone that you can use if you're comparing it to other drones in the market, start with things like the video resolution. The fact that it can record 4K video means I've got a fantastic drone up in the air with a 1/1.3 inch sensor that's going to capture incredibly crystal clear video from anywhere I'm flying the drone. I also want to make sure any drone that I'm flying has an incredibly strong signal connection to my controller, because the most scary thing about flying a drone is to worry about having a drone go up in the air, fly a little away from you, and then all of a sudden the drone loses its mind and starts flying somewhere else because you've lost connection. This drone's got a 10-kilometer connection range, which means I'm going to have a rock-solid signal. A lot of other drones on the market really limit their connection to a Wi-Fi signal, which is good for a couple of thousand feet at best, and even there it's getting a little sketchy. So really strong signal, really good camera. I love the flight time. 40 minutes of flight time is unheard of in the industry. Now, some drones are catching up with that, but really 40 minutes, which works out to be about 30-35 minutes in reality, is a phenomenally long time to be up in the air with a single battery. So you're changing batteries less, you're flying longer, which is a really good thing. Now, the last thing I'll mention is Hubsan as a company has been around for a while. They make a lot of different products. So you're buying from a company that builds a product that they understand how to build, they understand the technology behind it, and you're going to get a good experience out of the product. So for all those reasons, I think it's a great drone. It's a great option for, again, people that are just starting to fly, that really haven't entered the hobby yet, that are looking for a drone to start with. It's reasonably priced. It gives you a lot of advanced features. It's also a good drone for somebody else that's flying a drone today that's maybe a little bit bigger, and they're looking for a smaller drone they can take with them on vacation and not have to worry too much about carrying a lot of large things with them like some of those bigger drones require. So I like it a lot. I think you'll like it a lot as well, and I hope you enjoyed this review. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, as always, stay nerdy.